Hello everyone. Today we are going to be going over how to download, set up, and install SillyTavern on a Windows computer. And normally I do my tutorials on Mac, but this one's on a Windows, so I gotta use this fun little cat character in the bottom right. And the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your command prompt. And you're going to need two things in order to download and set up SillyTavern. The first of which is git, so you can check git-v and see if that's installed. And you are going to need npm, so you can look npm-v and see if that's installed. And if you don't have either one of these, don't worry, I will link in the description these two websites and you can download them using the Windows installer. And there are ways to download these directly using PowerShell or Terminal. However, I've found these installers probably are the easiest. I was kind of exploring it for this tutorial, which one I would recommend. You can just come here, click and download. It doesn't get much easier than that. And then double check and you should have both of these after you run those installs. Since I already have them installed on my computer, I am not going to be doing that. And then you're going to want to navigate within your command prompt to where you want to put SillyTavern. So I'm going to type dir to see the different folders, and that's dir, and then I'm going to change directory into one of these. And personally, I like putting SillyTavern in my games folder. A lot of times people might also use documents or wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. And you can actually see I already have SillyTavern here, but I'm going to re-download it. And I'm not going to actually take away the SillyTavern I have. I'm going to put it in a new location. So I'm going to mkdir for make directory and type in a new directory name. I'm just going to call this tutorial since we're doing a tutorial right now. And if I type dir, I can see that one showing up now. And I just type tutorial, and I press tab, that way I don't have to type in the whole word. Change directory there, and now I am set to install SillyTavern. So I am going to type in git clone https://github.com/SillyTavern/SillyTavern. So we do /SillyTavern twice. And then I press enter, and it's going to clone SillyTavern. And that's going to take a few minutes or a few seconds. I'm not too sure how long it'll take, but it won't take too long. And I'll fast forward through that for you guys. And I will be putting this command right here in a pinned comment down below. So you don't have to type that whole thing. I'm not going to put it in the description because it contains a URL. And for some reason, YouTube just does not like those URLs. It always shortens them when I put them in the description. So look on one of the pinned comments and it'll be there. And then now all I need to do is type dir and then change directory into SillyTavern. And now if I type dir again, I should see all of the SillyTavern folders. And then I just need to type npm install. And this will take a few seconds. It's a little bit different than the git clone. So the git clone gets all of the files on our computer, and then npm install will get them set up so that we can start using them. And now that downloaded, so I can type in npm start, and that will start up SillyTavern for us. And SillyTavern should automatically open up. If it doesn't, you can use this port to access it. So just type in 127.0.0.1:8000, and I'll put that in the description as well. But basically that's just localhost on port 8000. This means it's coming from your computer. And then you're in SillyTavern, and we can type in our name, and I'm going to type in Victory Cat and then save. And now we're pretty much ready to start chatting with SillyTavern. The only thing is we do need to connect an API to it. So if you come right over here, this is your connection profile. And this is where you can connect to an LLM. And there's a lot of other videos I have up on how to do specific things within SillyTavern. So I'm not going to dive too deep into it in this video. But I do want to show you guys how you can set up your API connection, how you can create characters, and how you can make your own character, because those are all pretty important things. So you would want to come over here to text completion, and select OpenRouter. And this is just the one I always recommend. There's a lot of other ways. So if you have Ollama or LM Studio already set up on your computer, I have videos and I'll link those in the description on how to connect them to SillyTavern. But it's going to be a very similar process. But I'll just show you guys OpenRouter. You're going to want to come over to the OpenRouter website. And you're going to need to make an account, and you may want to put a few credits on your account. I put like 50 credits a while back, and as you can see, I've only used a couple dollars. So you don't need a lot of credits. You can get a lot of role playing in very cheaply. Then you're going to want to come to your API keys, and I already have this one. I'm going to create a new key, and I'll call it tutorial key. And then here you can set a credit limit, which if you want to put 0, there are free models available on OpenRouter. Another reason why I always recommend it. But I'm going to put a couple dollars just so we can use the better models. And I'll leave it to expire in a day because I'm going to delete this right after the tutorial. And then we can create that. And then here it gives you this API key. And you're going to want to copy that and then come over to your OpenRouter API key, paste that in, and then click connect. And then now we can close this out over here. And we're connected to OpenRouter. And AutoRouter will kind of just take you wherever. If you type in free here, there are a bunch of free models. And all of these, as they say, are free to use. You will face limits and stuff, of course, with them. But a lot of them do train on endpoints. So in order to activate them, you're going to need to come over to privacy, and then click right here on free endpoints that may train on request data and enable that. You can also do this for paid endpoints. I don't like to do that. I've never ran into a paid endpoint requesting data. And there's also free endpoints that may publish prompts. I haven't found any of those. And that's up to you if you want to enable that. Personally though, this free endpoints may train on request data. You will get a lot of the free endpoints opening up with that. Then you can come back to SillyTavern, and just with that, if you come over here to this default character, so if you come all the way to the right, that's your character management, you can click on Serafina, and you can talk to her. And I do need to select a model, and I'm actually going to go with GPT Turbo. 3.5 should be fine. And as you can see, I mean, there's just an insane amount of options with OpenRouter. And I'm going to say, hi, Serafina. And she should respond. So just like that, you have basically character AI all working locally. And there's ways to connect it for images and audio. Really just so much fun stuff. But let's focus on the bare minimum so that we can get started. If you want to create a character, you can come over here and then click the plus sign. And then here you can put an image, which I'm not going to do. And you can add a description. I'm not going to make a whole character here because I have other videos on that, and I'll link those in the description. But one thing I do want to point out is if you're making a character, this, if you say char, will automatically sub in whatever name you put here. So if I make character like Jenny, then this will be like char is a human person, a horrible prompt. But this is saying Jenny is a human person. And then I could put they are friends with, and then again in those curly braces, user. And user will automatically sub in whatever your name is, which is great because you may want to change a character's name down the line, and then you don't need to change it all throughout the description. Or you may be playing with different personas. Or maybe you want it locked to a specific persona and then you wouldn't put user. So that's up to you. And this right here on the smiley face, that's where you're going to create your personas. So that's like, who are you? So Victory Cat, I can put something like user makes videos, and that's me. And now the AIs I chat with will know that I make videos. And then really quick, I'll go through all of these tabs just so we kind of have a feel for what's going on inside of SillyTavern. We have extensions, and this is where we're going to connect a lot of extensions. Nothing we're going to go into in this video here, but in all of our other videos, you'll see us coming over here to enable speech recognition, to have our characters chatting with us, all sorts of fun stuff. Then here we can kind of put a background for our chats. So if I want it to happen, say in the mountains, I can use this. And these will not affect your chat unless if you start using extensions and modifying stuff. And you can of course add new backgrounds. So that's all fun. Here's where you're going to have all of your settings so you can like change the theme of your chat. Personally, I don't find myself in here too much. A lot of times you'll be working in extensions, but it is good to know if you want to change the look of something, and you can even, like you see, put custom CSS. So really, it's an extremely customizable interface. Then here you have lorebooks, and it does have a default lorebook, Eldoria, for Serafina. And basically lorebooks are like a type of memory system that just stores a bunch of information that your characters can access, and generally it'll work by words to inject the right information at the right spot. This is a pretty complicated topic, so I won't get too much into it in this video either, but there are ways we can even make this better using like vector storage and turn it into like a RAG system, and a lot of extensions will interact with this. So I do recommend checking that out if you want to get deeper into SillyTavern, because this is a really powerful, fun memory system, and probably my favorite thing about SillyTavern. Then here we have advanced formatting. Again, this is just changes on how your prompts are being sent to the LLM and how they're being processed coming back to you. The one thing that I would say to change here is this says fictional chat. If you're trying to use this more like a virtual assistant, you might want to take away that fictional keyword, because it does cause more hallucinations. But again, if you're role-playing, obviously you want to leave that fictional word in there. And most people do use SillyTavern for roleplay. There's better options for virtual assistants, which I hope to cover in the near future, but that's where that'll be. Then here, we already covered API connections. And the very last thing is text completion. And this is really important because obviously you have temperature, which is kind of like how wild your answers are. If you set this to 0, the LLM will always be outputting what is the most likely word. And if you set it to higher numbers, it will be a little bit more adventurous with its responses. And then finally, we have really important responses and context tokens. And this is just how many tokens your bot can use to respond. If you up this, it can do longer responses. So if you find your responses getting cut off over here, you want to up this response length. And then you have context window, which is basically how much information is being sent to the LLM. And if your bot is getting lost or something, then you'll probably want to up that context. There's also other options, because like I said, lorebooks and memory systems, we cover a lot of memory systems on this channel that will probably help your chats to stay a little bit more consistent. And if you're on something like OpenRouter, you can crank this up. In fact, if we come over to the APIs and we open them, you can see this here is the max context window. So this one has 16,385 contexts, which is actually pretty small for OpenRouter. If you come over to like 4, then now you're coming into like over 100,000 contexts, which is just pages and pages of data. And you have even bigger ones here. This one's over 1 million contexts, but you are going to pay for your context. So if you start upping your context, your chats are going to be a little bit more expensive. But it becomes extremely important once you are using local models, because local models are going to have much harder limits, and you may be limited even to like 4,000, 8,000 tokens, and that's where it gets a lot more important to use lorebooks and all of those other things. But that's about it. With that, you should be able to start working with SillyTavern. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will link in the description below other videos on how you can get images set up, connect it to things like Comfy UI, get your characters chatting with an actual voice and talk to them in your voice, because sometimes it's fun to have more like conversational interactions with our AI. But if you have any questions, please let me know, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you are having a great day. See you around.